Has your saddle ever rubbed your pony the wrong way? For the price-conscious cowboy or cowgirl, many low-budget saddle options tend to rub your horses wrong because they don't fit right. And they just don't hold up over time. But there's one saddle I've put through the ringer that passes both tests. The Corriente Ranch Cutter. This is one of my personal favorites for a few reasons, so let's get started. I've had this saddle on a lot of different horses and it fits a pretty wide swath without causing sore spots. We're not just talking loping circles in an arena, we're talking lots of time in the backcountry, pack trips. I've logged 20 to 30 mile days on cattle drives, and the only horse I've seen this rub spots on had a really narrow frame. When it comes to durability, I've taken very poor care of this saddle over the last 8 years. It's been thrown on the floor of the horse trailer, it's seen all kinds of inclement weather, and I've even had a colt rear over backwards on this thing and it didn't break. I've tested the strength of the saddle horn because it looks pretty small and weak, but I've actually dragged quite a few 400-pound calves at different brandings, and it's held up really well. I did have a mule hide wrap on it that I have taken off since, but overall, the saddle's held up pretty well over the last 8 years. When it comes to overall usefulness, this is a really versatile saddle. It'd be at home on pack trips in the mountains, in reining, in cutting, in team penning, and I've even seen guys team roping on these. Here's what broke in 8 years of hard use. The tie strap holder was the first thing to go at about 5 years in. I ended up redoing this myself, and it looks like a 2-year-old drawing of a dinosaur, but it actually works pretty good. The top of the saddle horn is basically a Muppet, and I think that's due to some weaknesses in the stitching and probably some poor thread quality. A few of the saddle strings broke and became brittle because I didn't keep them very well oiled. I wish I would have spent an extra $100 for the real wool sheepskin lining. The faux sheepskin lining matted down pretty fast, and I'm a big proponent of real wool to disperse heat evenly across your horse's back. The same thing goes for saddle pads. You can't beat real wool. Any amount of hunting, ranching, or backcountry riding, you're going to wish for better saddle strings to tie your jacket, cantle bag, or saddlebags. You're probably gonna break these bad boys pretty fast if you don't keep them oiled. For the $750 I spent for this thing, it was well worth the price. And like I said, I continue to use this saddle daily, primarily for colt starting. The only way you can order a Corriente saddle is by calling the number on their website, which is kind of a pain, but you can actually customize quite a bit on these things. Like if you want a rough out seat and slick fenders, you can do that. These guys will build almost anything you want. I really love their stuff for the price. And we'll also be doing a review on the Corriente kids saddle that my daughters ride, so stay tuned for that. Happy riding and adios.